welcome to my YouTube space. I am Nigma and I help people to navigate their spiritual ascension and start living their life from a place of authenticity and sovereignty. But today I am here to tell you about the age of Aquarius that we are currently in, and basically why you should know about it and how you can align yourself to this age, the energies and the shift that is occurring as we are in and going through this wonderful time. The first thing that I want to tell you about is what exactly is this Age of Aquarius and how it is calculated or determined and given this name. To understand that, let's first understand astrological ages, because the Age of Aquarius, by its nature and definition, is an astrological age. So the way our earth revolves around the sun and we experience the an interior passing, the season changing, the time progressing, similarly but on a much larger and grander scale, the sun, along with all the members of the solar system, revolves around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Now, as it does so, you can imagine it is covering a huge distance, a very long journey in the night sky, and it takes it thousands and thousands of years. Ancient astrologers studied this movement and this path of the sun around the Milky Way galaxy and divided this whole piece of night sky where the sun is traveling into 12 parts. Now this 12 parts, so basically it's a circular section of the night sky, and it has 12 slices like that you do on a cake. Now each slice is now including a celestial body, some important constellations, and those constellations and celestial bodies contributes to the qualities and characteristics associated with that particular section of that night sky. So sun is the representative of our consciousness, of our level of understanding, of self-awareness, of our true spiritual nature. Sun is the representative of that, and as it moves from these sections to sections, our consciousness gets a boost, gets a new understanding, a new level of knowing and perceiving things corresponding to those qualities that are governed or attributed to that particular section of the sky. And those qualities are then represented through an zodiac archetype, which are the zodiac signs like Aquarius, Pisces, Libra, Aries, and so on and so forth. And the qualities are the same you have studied under your sunshine or the zodiac chart. Okay. So if you're familiar with the astrological cycle, you will understand that the cycle that we use while pulling our horoscopes and understanding how our birth time and place and stuff have affected our personality and life journey, that calculation starts clockwise. It goes from Aries and ends in Pisces. But when we are studying astrological ages, that clock goes anti-clockwise. So it moves in the opposite direction of that. So the last astrological age that humanity experienced was the age of Pisces, and now we are moving into and have moved into the age of Aquarius. So all the major events and changes in how humans behave, interact, look at things, and speak up about things or react to things has changed in the last 10-20 years, and it has much to do about how our consciousness shifting as the sun moves from one sign of Pisces to the other sign of Aquarius. Okay, So the next thing is, when did this age, current astrological age of Aquarius, begin? So each astrological age kind of varies, like in time period around 2000 years to 2500 years. Okay, and since it is the movement of the sun in the night sky, and from our tiny perspective, that is a very slow and very gradual process, and it is impractical for us to give it a date, and it's actually impractical to even give it a decade. So there is a various varying opinions about when it exactly started, but one thing you can know for sure, that we are in the age of Aquarius. It has already begun, and we are experiencing the change in the energies right now. The popular opinion, though, around when it began was in 2000, 2012, and 2020. Now, if you remember, 2012, there was this huge news and discussion about how the world was going to end. The Hollywood made a movie about it, and many people really believed it, and some even I had heard stories where people actually gave up all their possessions and travel the world, everything, because it's coming to an end. But when it didn't happen the way we imagined it to be, we get panicked. We always have been conditioned to expect the worst outcome of a announcement. And when the ground did not open up and swallow humanity as a whole and destroyed everything, we assumed that the whole thing was, a rumor, a bogus, and stuff like that. But the old world was kind of dying. The old way of living, the old way of running society and separating people on the basis of gender, country, nationality, culture, and stuff like that. All the separation, that way of looking at things, that way of behaving and relating to our external world was dying. So yes, the old world was coming to an end, but not in the way that we imagined it would be. Okay, now the next thing is how this age of Aquarius affect the humanity as a whole. Like we discussed, when the sun moves from one zodiac to another, the entire collective consciousness of the human species on earth gets an upgrade, like a software upgrade. And since we are in the age of Aquarius, we are going to get upgrades in the departments that is ruled by Aquarius. So the Aquarius archetype is revolutionary, visionary, progress. It rules over science and technological advances. It rules over humanity and the collective consciousness, like the feeling that we are all connected. This is one planet, this is one species, and we are interconnected, interdependent, and harmonious living thing. The entire planet is. And also occult sciences. Aquarius rules over occult sciences and magic. I'll do another video to explain what occult sciences are, but for now, let us consider the reason that spirituality today is more common. More people are tapping into their spiritual gifts, their spiritual nature, practicing spirituality, and the concepts and understanding of these are not limited to a handful of enlightened masters. And we have so many prophets and healers and teachers coming up through the internet and reaching out to plant this seed of spiritual consciousness, of unity consciousness in everybody. Because when the entire planet is shifting, the whole consciousness of the entire planet is shifting, each and every one living on that planet gets affected. And that's why the next thing is, how does the age of Aquarius affect you personally, individually? The sign of Aquarius also stands for sovereignty and authenticity. So, if you haven't noticed it, but if you do go back and think on this, you will find out that it has been getting increasingly difficult for you to lie, to be dishonest, to stand down and play small, to deny your own truth. You are likely to be standing up more for what you want, thinking about how you can make your life better, and basically understanding that when you are living in happiness, in a joyful vibration, in a love-based vibration, that is the state when you can actually give more to the people around you. Depleting oneself is not a true act of service. So, anywhere that you have been dishonest about, anything that does not resonate with you, you are going to be able to, you are going to be finding it very difficult to stick with those false identities. So, anything that truly does not resonate with your soul is false, has been imposed upon you by the society, government, or your family, and friends and family. You are going to be rejecting that if you haven't already started it. Aquarius is a sign of the rebels, okay, and even though rebels generally get a bad rep, but they are the black ships, the rebels, they are the one who bring about the necessary change, who let go of old way of believing, doing, and relating, and bring forth and age and time of new structures that works for not only the individual but for the entire collective. Since our consciousness is shifting, you might also find yourself having this new perspective, this new way of understanding things, because collectively and individually, all our sense of perception, the way we look at ourselves and the world around us is shifting. So if you have experienced a change in personality within yourself, maybe you want to go within a little bit more and introspect and get to know yourself better. That's a big sign that yes, you are channeling the energy of the shift of these astrological ages. Okay, so now that you know that we are in the age of Aquarius and this energetic shift affects you, it benefits us when we consciously jump on that shift, because the shift is happening, is larger than you, they're larger than a group of people. It's the entire planet, and the way it functions is shifting, which is why, as I discussed, the old way of even trading, the economic structures, the education system, and anything that is corrupted, that has been placed to kind of drain humanity, drain the common folk, and keep them stuck in materialism, is falling apart. This Aquarius is more about the spiritual aspects and tapping into your own gift, your own sovereignty and authenticity, rather than being dependent and chasing material aspects of life. So all that oppression, slavery, prostitution, wars, slavery, all that is coming to an end. That's why right now you could see all over the world there has been riots and news about how this darkness is basically coming up to the surface for the entire world to see. And as every person looks at a piece of news and rejects it, this is not the world that we want to live in. This is not how any human should be treated or be facing. We kind of reject that timeline and shift ourselves into a better, into a newer and more progressive, inclusive, love-based timeline. So the shift is happening and we are participating in it, whether consciously or unconsciously. Now when you participate in this shift consciously, you are doing yourself a favor by making the process a lot more easier and smoother, because you're not resisting it. Because if you're resisting with these celestial energies and forces, you are in for a massive rocky ride. it's exhausting, and actually it happens when you're unaware, and the changes that you see within yourself and around you can trigger you can trigger your lower ego, and you try to resist it, and that actually exhausts you, drains you so much, and you don't understand what's happening. You just want to be yourself, or the idea that you have about yourself. So you can do yourself a favor by consciously accepting this change and allowing it to transform you. So anything that is inauthentic to you and is based on lies or false identity or dishonesty is going to get more and more difficult for you to resonate with that. So to align with that shift, to align with this energetic shift, you can consciously stand for yourself. Go within and get to know yourself better. Know what you resonate with right now, and understand how your past has shaped you, but right now what you are resonating with, where your soul is trying to take you, and follow that lead. Truth, stand by your truth, and know that truth is subjective. Know that the more you know, the more you know how less you know. You know what I mean? That there is a saying which says the more you know about something, the more you realize that how little you actually know about that thing. So same goes for you. So drop into your center, get to know yourself, and discard any false identities, anything that does not resonate with your soul. Let go of fear, insecurity, worthlessness, codependency. You are a sovereign and authentic and beautiful and powerful soul here on earth, and there is nothing that is impossible for you. It's important that to understand that the general population has been conditioned to think that they live in a state of powerlessness, a state of constant fear, conflict, war, social upheavals and riots and scarcity. But that's not the truth of life, and we are coming up and realizing that and freeing ourselves from those limiting beliefs. So be revolutionary, use your imagination, use your technological skills, tap into your artistic creative side, learn about occult sciences, and learn about the age of Aquarius, the shift that is happening. The more you learn about it and you accept this expansion of consciousness, the more you can align with it. And once you start accepting this change and doing this consciously, you will find beautiful changes in your life, which in the start might be triggering and overwhelming to watch yourself change and evolve. It can be very unsettling in the first time, at least for our lower ego. But once you get into it, you will fall in love with yourself, because you will start living as your true self, and that's when our soul is, and our spirit, and even our ego, our healed ego, is in harmony, feels safe and feels freaking amazing. Okay, so yeah, stand in your power, stand for your truth, speak your truth, express your creativity, and that's all. You be kind, be inclusive, do a lot of shadow work to see where you project your traumas onto others and how you can heal yourself, so that you stop projecting the hate, the fear, the jealousy on others, and start seeing how we are all one. We are all parts of a great grand design, and we are connected. We have one consciousness, one planetary earth consciousness. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave this video at this, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna post a video about what did I just say? Occult sciences, explaining what occult sciences are. I'll let you know when that comes out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button or the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what else you want to hear about. And yeah, give your feedback or ideas or anything that is bothering you right now and you want to know more about. I am so happy to shed some light or and tell you all that I have learned during my spiritual ascension. So thank you, love you, take care, bye bye.